Hadassah's Hope is a ministry made up of volunteers that goes into local strip clubs on the 1st and 3rd of each Saturday. We go in for 1 hour just to love and serve these girls and be able to point these girls to Jesus. We have an outreach team that takes a home-cooked meal into the club, and we actually serve it, putting it onto plates, being able to show the girls that they are loved and they are cared for. Everyone in their life takes from them, and this is a small way that we can demonstrate God's love to them. The ultimate goal is not to get the girls to leave the industry, but rather to be able to share Jesus with them so that He can transform their life.
When I walk into the club every time, I am reminded that I could be exactly where these girls are, and that if the details of my life had been different, I could be in their situation, and it is only because of God's grace that I'm not, and I haven't done anything to earn that grace. So it's a privilege to go to the club and to share the hope that we have in Jesus with these girls. They don't yet know that they're fearfully and wonderfully made by a God who created them in His image and loved them so much that He sent His Son to die for them so that He could have a relationship with them. And so that's the message that we take to these girls. And so often we realize that the reason they're there is the same stuff that we worry about from day to day, just paying bills, taking care of kids. There's so many of the girls in the clubs are moms, and they're just trying to find a way to support their kids. We just recently met a girl who started at the club 1 week after she aged out of the foster care system, and she didn't have anywhere else to go. That was the only thing she knew to do so that she could pay her bills and have a place to live. There is another girl that we have met in the club who her dad died suddenly, and all of a sudden she had to support herself and her mom. And so that's the only thing she knew to do. None of these girls are working in the clubs because it's glamorous. It's anything but that. They're not there because they're making a ton of money. They're there out of desperation. And so when we go in and take them a meal, it is such a big deal because they're used to people giving and expecting something in return. And when we go in and just say, hey, we love you and we just want to give you a meal and talk to you about life, talk to you about our struggles, it's like a huge deal to them.
You wouldn't think that I would be going into a club. Especially in our age group, we seem to shy away from things like that in my day and time and coming up. But when I heard about Hadassah Ministry and heard about what they were doing, I said, I would like to do that. And I started praying, and the Lord just led me to Tammy. And I said, Tammy, my only concern was that I would be rejected because I am what they call Mama G. I'm that mother image. But I went in, and praise God, I love it. It is a consistency of going and how we serve the ladies. We serve the ladies by taking food in. We have ladies who cook and pray over every bit of that food as they take it in. Everybody has a assigned weekend that they go into the clubs and minister to the girls. And they call us the church ladies. Isn't that sweet? And they're waiting for us. They're waiting for us to come in. And this is the heart of serving right here, ladies. Listening, walking in and just listening, walking in and just reaching out. I'm interested in them, not what they're doing, but them. To let them know that they have choices in life. They don't have to do this. That God, our Redeemer, can set them free from all of this, but not preaching to them, but just loving them.
We know that this is where Jesus would want us to hang out, with people who are marginalized, they're overlooked, they're judged by everyone in their lives. But what we know is that apart from Christ, they're no different than us. And so we go in without judgment and with love, and we just want to tell them about the hope that we have in Jesus. We're seeing over time that the girls are beginning to trust us, they're beginning to reach out. We always try and get their phone numbers and text them about anything that we can think of, any excuse we can think of to text them, so that we can start a relationship outside of the club. And slowly God is using that, and we've been able to minister to the girls through physical needs. We've had a few come to church, and sometimes they just want to meet up and talk. They don't have anybody to talk to, and so we get to be that person to just be real and share life, and to listen to their struggles, but to also share ours.
We have identified 19 strip clubs in Jacksonville. We are currently in 7 and prayerfully number 8 by the end of this year. Each year we want to expand to 2 additional clubs. If you're sitting here hearing these stories, hearing about our ministry, and you feel a tug in your heart, or you feel like maybe God's calling you to do this, there are 4 tangible ways that you can serve. We start off by having prayer teams that are lifting us up, praying for us as we're going to invade these clubs, and also praying for the girls that are inside the clubs. We have outreach teams that go inside the clubs to take the food. The food is the very platform that allows us access into the club. The home-cooked meals are necessary, and the girls actually love them. They call us and ask us what we're going to be bringing the nights that we're coming in, because they're so excited about the food. And then last but not least is security. Security drives us to the front door, the back door. They care for us. They make sure that we're safe. These are just 4 ways to be able to get involved to serve alongside Hadassah's Hope, as we desire to grow the gospel in our community, in your neighborhoods, and in your backyards.